be the second person to join the meeting.
Thanks everyone for attending. This is the Sage ERP Intelligence Reporting webcast. I'm Debbie Hill. I'm one of the sales engineers over at Sage. And this is specific to all of our Blytheco customers. So thank you, first of all, to Blytheco for putting on the event, and also for consistently, year over year, being one of our top partners. We have worked in conjunction with Blytheco, me personally, for the past 10 years. So we're very happy to have all of our customers here today. And to our customers, thank you so much for your patronage and for your interest in Sage Intelligence. With that, let's go ahead and get started. We have this new product that we've rolled out. It is called Sage Intelligence, and it is your Sage ERP business intelligence tool. When we start talking about business intelligence, there's a lot of different questions that come up. A lot of people have some definitions of what they call business intelligence. So let's go to just a couple of the theory pieces on why even use business intelligence. As the amount of both social data and organizational data, as all know, just thinking of our own data sets that we've been working on, that has been growing exponentially year over year. Businesses of all sizes are trying to figure out to manage all of that. Even personally, you're trying to figure out how to manage all of that. If you think about just the basic email communication, you've got your work email, you probably have a personal email, there's probably a third one even if you're managing junk email, but that's just from an email perspective. If we think about data, and on the business side, sort of data management has become quite an issue. Now for years now, business applications, they've captured data to help the executives insight to all the performance, but a lot of those solutions end up being disjointed. They give you a static view of performance, sort of a one-time thought, and again, that can become outdated quite quickly. So business intelligence solutions, these are being created to address that issue, and they're becoming more and more popular because we need a real-time view of data across the entire business. That may keep us better informed and again allow us to make those good business decisions. And we're looking at all the information from across all of our different divisions, locations, to even different software applications, warehouses or services, anything that becomes disjointed. Business intelligence is designed to bring it all together into one holistic view of the information. So the essential, specifically the Essential CIO, is an IBM study based on face-to-face conversations with more than 3,000 CIOs. We found that the three key business issues that will be on the top of mind in the next coming years are people skills, next growing organizational complexity, client relationships, and data, that third one being business intelligence and analytics. The survey revealed that 92% of CIOs said they would lead or support efforts to drive better real-time decisions and take advantage of analytics. Now this probably seem like such a big shocker. Obviously, while that data is growing, that's where we're going to need to start to focus on managing that data and making sure that data is working for you. Now, Gartner, another popular organization, survey organization, their survey also showed that analytics and business intelligence is again the #1 technology priority. So when we think of this, it's not just, again, we're here today. I did just get a question regarding the speaker phone or the voice over IP. So let's just pause for a moment, and I'm going to type in audio code. So apologies for that. First, we'll let everyone take a minute to dial in. Yeah, okay, thank you for that. Sorry for the interruption. We've got about 4 people dialing in. So if the speaker quality is poor, please go ahead and dial in via that teleconference number.
All have been muted.
As we get more into it, and again, managing data, the time that takes, more studies here again for you, so a lot more market research. This is Ventana research. And it found that 7 in 10 organizations spend more time waiting for data, preparing data, and then actually reviewing the data, comparing it to your other system to make sure that it's correct. So when we talk to our Sage customers, I see this all the time where you export to Excel, you've made some modifications, you've done some calculations, then you go back to your ERP report, make sure the totals are the same, and forward that Excel workbook on. And it's not, it's sort of how we've done things up to date. So we have all of that data that we're preparing, analyzing, waiting on, and we're not actually analyzing the data. And what we need is that data in a trusted, secure format that we know is correct. Therefore, we can spend all that time doing our analysis and making those good business decisions instead of spending all of our time getting to just point A. And when it comes to those 3 things, that's what we expect software to do. Based on, again, Ventana research, 7 in 10 organizations are spending more time doing things that we expect our software to do for us, rather than doing what the humans need to, which is the analysis and the business plans and preparation. Okay, so a few of, that's, again, why business intelligence is utilized, but what actually is business intelligence? Besides being a new buzzword and a new concept in the market here, in its simplest form, business intelligence is the ability to actually accumulate, organize, and analyze data from multiple sources. Okay, keeping all those points in mind, business intelligence accesses trusted information in a timely manner and puts it into a usable format so that people across the organization can both collaborate and make better business decisions. It's going to give you that competitive edge. Again, if we can streamline this whole process so everyone's on the same page with the same data in a nice, timely manner, that's what's going to give us that competitive edge. So as a small to mid-sized business owner manager, how do you figure out which of those many BI solutions out there is best for you? So you've asked this question before. Traditionally, business intelligence has them for the big guys. Well, us here in the small and medium-sized market, we've relied on Excel. Excel is one of the worldwide most popular report writers, but where we don't need that overkill of massive BI tools that require separate servers and installations. We're not at enterprise side. I've done the trick so far today for both data manipulation and analysis. Now, there's the reason why everyone's in Excel. It's easy to use, it's global, it can handle all of our manipulation, calculations, and analysis. So each release that comes out, there's more and more functionalities for graphical options, slicing and dicing, etc. But it does have limited ability to actually roll up data from multiple sources. So when we talk about accessing multiple databases, doing roll-up codes, having a little more smart technology, that becomes a little time-consuming. So if data needs to be input into Excel spreadsheet, again, time-consuming when we think about the exports, the copy-paste, all of that. And I'm sure I don't need to explain to everyone on this call those errors that start to happen once we get to Excel. I know when I have my report deadlines, I'm usually at the 9th hour, and no matter how many years I've been in Excel, if it is 9th hour, 11 p.m. I know my report's due the next morning. Sometimes the 6s look like 8s or 3s, or not everything starts to look the same. We get a little tired, and once those errors start entering into spreadsheets, that's when we can get into real trouble. You can actually just Google Excel nightmares, and a whole list of stories that we'll be very thankful we're not on, but some of those scenarios might hit a little close to home. While Excel is a very powerful decision support tool, we do need to keep it within a structured framework to ensure that the right data is going out, that data is correct, and all those calculations are firing off correct. Okay, so in a recent study again, we do have Gartner again in its recent years has stated that efforts to stop Excel BI use in its tracks were bound to fail. All the downfalls with Excel, there's still the popular user base that is going to use it. So Gartner's advice is stop trying to make peace and just have Excel as the BI tool. The majority of users, around 90%, export data to Excel so they can work on it in there. Again, as a Sage customer, you're well aware of all the tips and tricks for exporting to Excel. What we're going to do moving forward with Sage Intelligence is, again, try and streamline this entire process. What we're trying to do is save time, save errors, eliminate errors, and give our customers a tool for business intelligence that could help you analyze data, even correct data in this timely manner. So, according to the Manager of Reporting and BI at Stanford University, challenge or solution, depending on how you view it, is to allow users to analyze data in the familiar interface of Excel with a controlled and structured environment by avoiding spreadsheet chaos. What does this BI solution, which one is best for you? That said, we are going to stay in Excel. What else should a mid-sized company such as yourself look for in a BI solution? It must address, obviously, Excel-based. It must address your financial reporting needs. To consolidate reporting from multiple sources, perhaps multiple companies, bases. Again, to stay competitive, you need more than just a simple Excel report. BI solutions should go beyond financials. If you're using Sage ERP, Sage CRM, maybe you have the Sage payroll or a third-party payroll, you need to be able to combine all these different sources into one BI tool, whether you're using the project backend, SQL, maybe an Access database. The tool has to be able to consolidate everything across all types of data sources. Other things to keep in mind, graphical dashboards. As we know, some of us can look at spreadsheets and scroll through number after number and have a keen eye for that, but the majority of us, myself included, are more visual from a graphical perspective. I can see a big line on a chart hit a spike or down. That's very easy for me to quickly view, analyze, and decipher what's happening. So dashboards get very important when it comes to your BI solution. Any additional tools to support insights. So for example, you need alerts, audit report distribution, and notifications. You always want to be, again, proactive, not reactive, but when these certain thresholds are met, we need alerts to notify us of what's happened to the data. If we're looking at it at that moment, we do need that. So an example, drill-down or inquiry tools might have, again, that big spike. Let's say now that I know there's a spike, what? You need to be able to learn about the numbers behind the data. So again, drill-down, detailed transaction, that's always very important. What is Sage Intelligence? Now that we've talked about all this, Sage Intelligence is that Excel-based tool. It gives you the information you need across your entire business, and you run reports automatically, also enabling the user to just receive this information that we is correct It's been designated in a user-friendly format and will allow the user to actually analyze that data. So this is the tool that's going to give you visibility into your organization and again help you make those informed business decisions. So you think about how Sage Intelligence, again, can meet your needs. You've got the easy to use, it's the Excel environment, so it's going to eliminate spreadsheet chaos. So saving everything locally, you have the option to run the reports live. So everyone will have the same data at the same time. It also saves time and money. You have the Sage Intelligence single user license included, but all of the time component, this can all be automated. We will never have to export to Excel ever again. The next time you export to Excel, I want you to give yourself a little bit of homework, make a little note reminder, and any type of Excel export, Sage Intelligence can replace that entire process for you. Obviously, flexible reporting, so we'll look at that in this demonstration. We'll get really into that. We need automated report distribution to help improve collaboration. Everyone gets the same report at the same time. Also, consolidate any type of data from across your entire network, not just your Sage data, but any data that's important to you that needs to be on that report. Because we do have those predefined reports, there's quite a few options that you have immediately to get going. With that, let's go ahead and take a look at Sage Intelligence. What I'm going to do is share my desktop, and we're going to take a quick look at the with our financials again, and then we will move forward to operational reports. As mentioned, financials are a critical piece when it comes to business intelligence because that is the health of your organization, but we do have to go beyond just the financials. So let me get this desktop. Now, if you are having a hard time doing that, just go ahead and like on your monitor, you can either increase or decrease the percentage. You have my chat box handy, so if you have any questions, please type those in. And Sage Intelligence in action, we are going to start with our financials. So what we're looking at here, this is a financial report that's out by Sage Intelligence. I can access this report a number of ways. I can access it from my ERP.org. I can have a nice little icon on my desktop that allows me to run that report out. Or if I'm just a basic user, this report has been automatically emailed to my inbox. I just open it on a daily, weekly, however often I get my report. So this is an earned income statement. I have my current period pulling over. So what do I want to look at my prior period? Actually, take a look, because in Excel it's this nice interactive spreadsheet. I can look at period over period detail. Also, I'm looking at it from a admin perspective. I have full rights to everything. I have all of my permissions. I can see all of my departments. But what if I wanted to look at just specific cities? I don't look at all cities. I want to see how Irvine is doing. I can drag and drop and get my income statement for Irvine, New York, city by city basis. And this is just an example of a chart of accounts. If you do departmental reporting, or if you have specific cost centers or agencies, whatever your terminology is, you can break this out by a number of different options. It has regional, east and west, whatever your ledger structure looks like, or your corporate structure hierarchy. We can incorporate that into your financials. Same with balance sheets. You've got your year. If you wanted to take a look at year over year, you have all of those options. So we have that immediate update. Because we're in Excel, now we can do quite a few things by incorporating, again, graphical representations of the underlying financial data. So here are our cash flow report. And again, we can look through the actual details of the report, or we can just take a look at our graph and see where our spikes and troughs are, analyze any anomalies or any trends. Very easy to do all that in Excel. Take a look at the income statement, again, balance sheet, here's our cash flow detail, and it's all very interactive. If we wanted to take a look again and change year over year, we can. We also, sometimes when it comes to departmental report writing, like the income statement, we could refresh the entire income statement, but perhaps sometimes we prefer by side to see all of our departments in comparison with each other. So here we have our Irvine, Atlanta, New York. All of our departments are side by side. And this is again done on a company by company basis, but you simply just mask your chart of accounts. So this is very straightforward and easy to do. If you've already done this work, for those of you using FRX, if you've already done this work in FRX, EFCO again has a conversion process, so this will come over. We don't have to recreate the wheel. But if you are building reports from scratch, or you're just starting with your financials, we can again start this type of masking from scratch. As you select your accounts, obviously you get a little preview. As we spoke about before, when it comes to report writing, it's to have these checks and balances in place, because you could, again, have your chart of accounts memorized. Staff reporting in question marks for so many times, we might just have a slip up, so it's nice to have this preview. You can also copy paste with a lot of tips and tricks to get through this quite fast. Notably, as I mentioned, if you are coming from a previous report writer like FRX or F9, so it does have a conversion process that they will assist with. The departmental income statement and same rules apply. We want to take a look at a different period, maybe a different year, that's what my data is, but we got all of that period over period analysis. Okay. One of those things we talked about, how Sage Intelligence is meeting our customers' needs. It's one thing to have our financial reports all set up, everything configured. Again, this all done on a user-by-user basis. If we did want to set up a report from scratch, we have a few requirements depending on what reports you're running. We easily pull in accounts, and this is just my main account, and directly from my chart of accounts. If I want to pull the full account in, absolutely can. There's a full chart of accounts. I guess a little too granular for me, so I'm going to just stick to the main accounts. I'm going on a year, but if you're on a fiscal year, that's fine as well. And the financial report side work is we drag and drop our formulas. So let's say we'll bring in our company name, our cut year from our general ledger setup fields or periods, and actual. With Sage Intelligence, we've integrated intelligence formulas with standard Excel functionality. So we just have to tell Excel how to calculate all the data here and where to get the values. Every time this report is run, it will update our information based on the database. So we've got our formula, we've got our period, and let's roll this out to October. I don't have data there, so we'll put it 5 in, there's information. Now because in Excel, again, you have complete flexibility over your chart of accounts. If we wanted to make this particular item, say we wanted to have all of our accounts in one line, because we don't need this kind of detail, I can do a range. So 6,000 there, now we can delete these. And say I wanted to add a random account down at the bottom there, so one of our other accounts. You can have eliminations, you can include specific accounts, Everything you can do in Excel, now you can do with your chart of accounts. Eliminate this. Options. You've got complete flexibility. Once we get our figures, though, perhaps it doesn't look quite correct, I can right-click and come into the details. This will pull my 1-2 chart of accounts that came through, and you can even go one level further into that transaction level detail. So again, when it comes to having additional tools, anything we have in our chart of accounts, it is important that we keep in mind that drill down capability. From the financial perspective, the drill down is available out of the box. If you were to any type of other operational reports, say you're using job ops report or again anything else, that type of functionality would be available. You just have to have that configured. So tools are available anywhere. From the drill balance to our main spreadsheet, again, any point in the software, if we need to drill down, it will give us a list of the entire accounts that are being used. Very handy to have that drill down. It's included in PO. If you're running a job cost report and you're using job ops and you want to drill back to an external database, you can absolutely have that configured. Okay. Once we have all of our reports set up, again, from a financial perspective, we want to take this business intelligence tool beyond just straight financials. We need this to help us save time, save money, streamline operations, etc. So as we look through all of our reports and rolling up our specific account groups or chart accounts, once we've got this workbook the way we like it, Sage Intelligence saves it as an Excel template. So you don't have to do this ever again. We did our basic report. It wasn't that good looking, but once we get all the data in the report, then we figure it, we format it, and make it a nice, pretty report. You only do it once. It'll save as a template, so we never have to format in Excel ever again. That's just step one, by never having to format in Excel. Step two, where we're going to save time, is that we can now set up automatic distribution options. The distribution can go through either your Outlook or SMTP. You find, and we set up instructions. We have things for the West Coast Center. We've got a sales manager, finance team. If I look at my finance team email, I'm integrated with Outlook, so I can use my Outlook group. But I can also include specific figures to the report. So if I want to say, give my finance guys the opening balance of equity, I can actually reference that cell, and this email will fire off and pull whatever current total equity is for the period, automatically put that in the email. That's one thing that's very nice and convenient, but sometimes this could be a negative number, sometimes it's a positive number. Probably don't want to have the same messaging on those two scenarios. So using conditional formatting, you can say, hey, if this is a negative, I'm going to send a different email, and this is a positive number. Very easy to do. Also, the finance team, we trust them with an Excel workbook, so this will work out fine. So if we were sending this maybe over to a different team, we can distribute these reports in PDF. And obviously, just make sure that the margins all work. FIFO can set all this up for you, and you can, in fact, distribute your reports in a PDF format. So some people, again, like an Excel workbook. They like to manipulate the data. Others, we really want to make sure it's a little less manipulation available for them, so we'll distribute those in PDF. That's not the only distribution option. You can push this to a shared folder. And the shared folder can get quite smart as well. The file name can be paths that use month, And we can actually call the report the date. It'll pick up the system date from the Windows system. That's what the report will be named, and it will put it in a folder somewhere on your shared server with XPath. So quite smart publishing when it comes to shared folders and that type of information. And then finally, of course, the last distribution option is FTP sites. Since on Excel and FTP get along very, very well. Any type of SharePoint or any FTP site that you're using will be available for distribution here. All right. Now, once we've got our instructions set up, we know the finance team is going to get, let's say, income statements. They're going to get everything here. The West Coast Center, they're just going to get their specific reports. And the sales managers, they're only receiving the side-by-side comparison, you know, anything else. Once you've decided who is getting which book, you have the option to check this box. Now this is going to be very handy from that time-saving perspective as well. By checking this box, this will automatically distribute those reports, those instructions, at any scheduled time. It'll go out directly from the server. From a financial perspective, though, a lot of times we just want to save these settings. We're going to come in, though, and actually run the report. I want to preview everything. I want to make sure all my balances look correct. Once the balances are correct, then I'm going to click Send Now. So you do have the ability to control how much automation you're comfortable with. For operational reports, a lot of times those can go out automatically. But financials, a lot of times we want to just do a quick preview first, and then once we've previewed it, then we'll go ahead and click Send Now. All right, so this distribution is available for all Sage Intelligence reports, not just your financial reports. Again, having this drag and drop capability, have all of your formulas, Sage Intelligence, again, it's going to make financial report writing so much easier, extremely easy. Because we are in Excel, you can also use the Excel formulas in conjunction with our Sage Intelligence formulas. So if you're doing any type of variance report and you want to calculate variance differently, this is basic subtraction. If you have a percentage or if you want to do any type of fractions, you can combine your standard Excel tools, all skills, everything you know, and have a combination of Excel formulas with Sage Intelligence formulas. You build a report, you save a template, and you'll never have to fiddle with it again. It'll just run out at any given time. Okay, so that's the financial piece. We have a number of other reports that are available. Now, depending on what version of Excel we're running, you can use things like slicers. This is an example of a dashboard report, and this is using a number of the different modules within Sage Intelligence. This is using the entire suite, if you will. Let's take a look at what we have here. We've got our top customers. This, incidentally, is pulling from Sage CRM. Not using Sage CRM, this can pull from any CRM package that you have. As long as we way to access the data, we can get it on our report. Our product categories pulling in from our inventory. And then top sides, this is actually company codes. This particular example, I'm using 20 different company codes. And because in Excel, I've got my sales dashboard. So those are that's my detail. I've got my Excel graph of top customers and top product categories. And I also have this tool called Slicers. Now, slicers can be put on any piece of data on your network. I'm in sales rep name again from Sage CRM, month, and our quarter. So if you need anything on that type of basis, it's available. Slicers will do. If I'm the sales manager and I'm having my reps come in one by one, I can slice my entire dashboard. That's my rep So I can take a look as they come in and see exactly what they've done. Now, I have to go and take all this data and present it to my management. Again, when it comes to business intelligence, we need these types of tools so we can make good business decisions. We can analyze the data, see any trends, what's working, what's not working. In this case, perhaps who's working, who's not working. But we need it to be, again, live, real-time. We need to access it at any given moment. We need to be fully confident that it is correct information, and that way we can spend our time analyzing the data. I can use the same report to analyze my reps, and furthermore, I can analyze the month-by-month basis and produce this information to my management. So one report, a number of different options and configurations. Okay, there's a number of reports that do come out of the box, but on our website, for some customers, we have even options. I'll show you the website in just a moment. Is a profitability dashboard. So it's on an eye chart. What this is doing is giving us a list of either customers, items, or services, those people, and it's analyzing their profitability. This is telling us who has margins and great volume. In black segment, this is poor margins, high volume. The gold segment is great margins, high volume. Again, the other four quadrants, kind of wrapping out those combinations. We obviously want everyone to be in our margins with high volume. So with this type of business intelligence, we can drill down into the detail and say, okay, how do we get our 19% of the customers that are in this white segment, how do we move them over into the gold? By recognizing this type of information, we can drill down into the actual customers, so we can see the customers. You can drill down even further and get that specific detail. So again, drill down to not limited to just financials, just like Sage Intelligence. It's not just for financial report writing, but it really can go across all your operational modules and all of your other operational packages. We do recognize at Sage that not everyone is on a full Sage suite. Sometimes there are other third-party products that come into play. So if that's the case, you absolutely pull that data in, combine it with your Sage ERP data, and build types of drill downs. That's what Sage Intelligence is designed to do, to give you that business insight so you don't have to spend your time waiting for data, preparing, or checking for accuracy. Now you can spend your time doing the drill downs and actually analyzing the data. From this particular report with profitability, how do we get our poor margin customers into the high margin quadrants? If we were to do this about items, same rules apply. How to get our high volume products into, poor margin products into the high margin products. All those different examples. One more piece of financial calculations. We do have this financial ratio report as well. We have given some of the calculations, but you might need to modify this. We do recognize everyone calculates reports differently. When we go through our tabs, this is giving you that graphical representation again of the underlying financial data. So if you do want to drill down once again, you can see how this will come to. It'd be nice to see exactly how the supporting detail to these types of analysis. A few options here when it comes to profitability, so all these different ratios. This also, it depends on what your requirements are as to what you're going to need. All right. So switch back, I'm going to actually generate a report. And as we mentioned, reports can be distributed a number of different ways. But if I have a report on my dashboard here, on my desktop, I can just run the report. In this example, I've presented with some parameters. I'm going to go back a few years. Now, parameters are also user-defined. This just happens to be a date range. It can be calendar date. You're not limited to period dates. I'm going to run my report. This is just basic pivot table, but I do want to show how some of the pivot tables and some of the reports that come together can be modified. Here's our Sage report. Now, typically, when we get a pivot table, you're not obligated to keep all of our Sage logos here. So obviously, the first thing our customers typically do is go in and remove the Sage logo. Go ahead and remove the artwork here, regardless of what we. You can also go ahead and insert your own company logo and start to personalize it. So that's straightforward. That's just a basic aesthetics view. Same will apply if you are. Oops, it looks like our screen's frozen. Just a moment here. Now we're back on. That's just an example of how to change the color scheme. It's not quite straightforward. But this is a standard Excel pivot table. So if we were distributing this, say, to our sales reps, I access my pivot table, and this is standard Excel here. We've got a field list. If we were going to distribute this report, we might not want the profit and profit percentage. Also, alternatively, this is coming from your ERP. If you calculate this profit differently, you don't have to bring it from the ERP. You can invoke your own Excel calculation. Let these off. This chart that we're looking at, this standard report that comes with Sage Intelligence, this is customer number and the items that they've purchased. This might be a useful report. We can take a look at our invoice numbers here. I can drag and drop my invoice into my pivot table, and I'm going to make it look a little cleaner, just because this invoice number field here, there we go. Now I have what my customers have purchased on an invoice by invoice basis. So this single report can give me a lot of different stories, convey a lot of different tales, if you will. American Business Futures My Purchase is one thing, but by breaking out by invoice, now I can see they're doing repeat orders, if they're consistently grouping items together, or if they just love all of our products, which it looks like they're just ordering over and over a bunch of different products. So, depending on what analysis needs to transpire, it's that we get the right format of reports out to the right people, and again, in a timely manner. So this standard report for my customer sales, I didn't have to build it. It came directly from Sage Intelligence, and if I wanted to save anything, I can save my changes moving forward. Let's go ahead and insert one of our company logos. No. That might not be loaded. Let's say we're gonna get a big logo. So here, there we go. So what I'm trying to illustrate is anything that you change, all of your modifications. Again, Sage Intelligence creates as a template. So when we create and link the template, this would be reserved for a user with admin rights. We don't want everyone getting in there and building reports for us. But you can see it sucks up the data, and it just saves the template, and it gives this report, this warning that was successful. So what we can do now, anytime we go to run our report, now that we know it's been successful, again, they're going to have to change our parameters because that's where the report equals. In my report out, we'll see the stage on our little logo here is here, and our gross profit percentage is gone, our invoice is there. But being, all our modifications have been saved. So this is really where that time-saving component is going to come into play. And I'm very serious about giving all of our Lightscope customers homework today. Next time you export to Excel, just give up a little second timeout, give Lightscope a call, and definitely see how that exported report can be built into a Sage Intelligence report so you don't have to fiddle around with that again. Now, from a perspective of Excel, there's a number of different Excel users out there. I personally thought I was advanced. I'm not trying to keep my own horn. I thought I was an advanced Excel user until I signed up on the Sage community and saw what Excel actually can do. So let's just do a quick brief tour of all of your Excel resources. You have the BI community, and we will give you all of these links, of course. The options here, obviously, what's new with all of our report design options, reporting trees. From a training perspective, there's always videos, documentation, a lot to do, but from Excel, you want to make sure that you know exactly what Excel has to offer. So there's a lot of Excel training courses. Also on the community, there's an Excel on Steroids group. Now, if you choose to subscribe to Excel on Steroids, you get a number of different Excel resources. So, first of all, what's your Excel at IQ? That was enlightening personally. How Excel on Steroids, again, compares to other courses. And you also have your ROI calculator. So if you have ever exported to Excel, if you've ever built a report or distributed a report, it's very interesting to go through this ROI calculator and enter in the functions you've performed, how long that takes. It returns with quite a large dollar amount in my experience that I've seen with our customers because of all that manual report preparation that we're just so used to doing because we're just so familiar with Excel. So looking at this Excel on Steroids, some of the resources here. Now, that slicer functionality we saw, remember how that whole dashboard could update? That is specific to Excel 2010. Excel 2013 is out and we are compatible. So there's some really, really exciting new functionality in Excel 2013. And we want to make sure that you are taking advantage of that and able to utilize that new functionality. Again, one of the benefits of seeing this Excel tool is because it's, first of all, our entire customer base is familiar with Excel. It is that familiar environment that everyone knows. Every time Excel gets enhancements, that means that our customers from their BI perspective also get enhancements. So our annual user conference is coming up. In the next couple of weeks here, we'll be doing a lot of Sage Intelligence specific and business intelligence that'll help you utilize this new functionality. So what's new? There's also ways now to set timelines. So if you did want to take a look at your operationals quarter over quarter or month over month. Although I recommend from a productivity standpoint, if we are in Excel, there's a lot of tips and tricks when it comes to navigation, and again, combining those Sage Intelligence formulas with your standard Excel knowledge and Excel formulas. You can really get these reports created, distributed, and the calculation that you require is absolutely possible. These Excel tips and tricks ebooks, again, these are free for all of our Sage customers, so you can download the different volumes. You also can sign up for a tip of the week, and that will be emailed to your inbox. So it's one a week. The tips range anywhere from productivity, navigation, all the way up to VLOOKUPs and scripting. So it is a wide range of tips and tricks. A lot of them also come directly from our community, so feel free to type in any questions and we can help you through your business intelligence needs via the community as well. Okay, so with that, I'm going to stop sharing and go back and give you some resources here that we saw Sage Intelligence in action. The idea behind rolling this out to our customer base was to eliminate those reporting frustrations. So as we do have that, again, Sage Advisor and all of our surveys that we send, thank you very much for answering those. A lot of the frustrations from the customer base were around report writing. So that's why we've included one report manager with your Sage ERP. I would definitely speak to Co about what that includes, what additional is required, and what kind of licensing is required in your organization. And now that we have these reports, we saw some very simple pivot tables, we saw some slices, we saw some financial reports. A lot of this that comes out of the box, a lot can be configured from scratch as well. So we want to eliminate that reporting frustration from our customer base. And we want to have all of the BI tools that you would expect from a solid business intelligence product. So we have quite a few success stories out on that website as well. Talked about that ROI as well. If it does come down to needing that dollar amount, you can calculate exactly how much money you're currently spending, just having some inefficient reporting processes. Your currency, there's your efficiency. Same thing. With Sage Intelligence, it's being rolled out to all our customers worldwide. So it's not just the North America market, but it's everyone across all of our ERPs. We do have over 25,000 installations. Again, the product's been around for, with Sage Family, for coming up on 2 years now. The product was created 12 years ago, running independently. So with that, I'm going to leave some time for questions on the chat. But our next step, there's our community. So make sure we're registered there. It's also a great place to find any, there's some extra reports that we saw today, those are out there. Again, Excel on steroids, the Sage 100, there's also the Sage 500 group. So welcome to join any of the ERP groups you like. Obviously, we've got webinars and training as well. So right now, I will conclude the audio portion of today's presentation. I'll stop the recording.